Pfizer has released its data on the vaccines. I am reading that documentation, and so far I have found some very, very disturbing side effects that our government's never mentioned, that no medical health professional has ever mentioned. And I don't know whether it was because they knew and they withheld this information, or it's because they just didn't have this information. Either way, I was trying to take photos of the passages from this data that Pfizer has released and post it on Instagram. And I can't do that. Instagram is not allowing it. Can you believe it? I am posting from Pfizer their data on adverse side effects, serious ones. These are the serious ones. And it is absolutely shocking, especially for expectant mothers. Absolutely shocking.
This morning, former child star of the Partridge Family, actor Danny Bonaducci, speaking out for the first time about his battle with a mystery illness.
I couldn't walk at all. I couldn't balance. I couldn't do anything like that.
Bonaducci began suffering with symptoms in April when his wife Amy noticed his speech was off. The two immediately calling for help.
How did all of this start from the first day just to the height of the struggle?
Because she looked really nervous. And she said, you're not saying words, you're not speaking English, which of course is preposterous to me. And we called an ambulance and took me to the hospital, where I remained for the first 5 days and remember very little of it.
The illness leading the star to take medical leave from his Seattle-based radio show, sharing on social media, "I'm still working towards receiving a diagnosis. What I do know is I need some time to focus on my health." Despite undergoing hospitalization and testing, doctors never getting any conclusive answers, even after ruling out a stroke.
Céline Dion a hâte de retrouver ses admirateurs et en entrevue, elle les invite à se faire vacciner.
J'espère sincèrement que tous les gens qui ont la chance d'avoir le vaccin, j'encourage tout le monde à y aller, de se faire vacciner, parce que je pense que c'est vraiment en ce moment la seule façon de rebâtir un côté immunitaire.
In January, Celine Dion announced she was canceling a number of tour dates scheduled between March and April of 2022. The announcement came in the wake of the singer recovering from a health concern, which later turned out to be identified as muscle spasms. However, there remains some concern among fans that there may be something worse going on with the beloved pop diva. The shows Celine canceled in January were going to be the remaining North American dates of her ongoing Courage World Tour. Prior to the start of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, Celine had managed to perform 52 dates of the tour successfully. It wasn't until the pandemic started coming to a close more recently that Celine claimed she was suffering from a new health problem. According to Celine, the health concern that caused her to cancel her tour dates is muscle spasm. The singer claims that despite months of treatment from her team of physicians, the muscle spasms still haven't entirely abated.
Yes, I am vaccinated. But I must say, if I could be kind enough to say, I didn't do it willingly. I'm a little apprehensive of that. I was pretty much beaten in submission to do this because I travel internationally, and if I don't travel, we don't eat.
superstar Bruce Willis will be, quote, stepping away from his acting career after announcing he's living with aphasia.
It's a condition that affects the brain, essentially attacking a person's ability to communicate. CBS 8's Richard Allen tells us more about the disease and where you can find some support if you need it.
Well, that's right. An estimated 2 million Americans suffer from aphasia, a condition that impacts a person's ability to speak, write, and understand language.
Ashton Kutcher says he's lucky to be alive after battling a serious autoimmune disease that affected his hearing, his sight, and even his ability to walk. He revealed this on a new episode of National Geographic's Running Wild with Bear Grylls.
They knocked out my vision, knocked out my hearing. Yeah. And knocked out all my equilibrium. It took me a year to build it all back up. You don't really appreciate it until it's gone, until you go, I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to see again. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to hear again. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to walk again.
Wow, what an ordeal. Talk about strength through adversity.
Lucky to be alive.
Lucky to be alive.
I think the pandemic has made us closer as, the people who work here. The people in the studio audience, you have no idea. Those are my coworkers. They've got work to do after this. They stay, we are multitasking. But in actuality, you all are my co-hosts. But you're my co-host, and I want you back. We need you to be COVID tested. There's going to be some sort of doctor situation set up here. It's going to be like a hospital. And we need you to be fully vaccinated. The seats are limited. We are not going to have side-by-side people.
This is Coach Carroll. If you know me, you know how much I love to compete. In Washington, right now, there is no bigger competition than finishing this fight against COVID-19. To beat this pandemic, it's going to take all of us coming together as one team. Let's do our part to help end this pandemic and get vaccinated. Get your vaccine, get back to living the way you want to.
Let me grab the multifaceted and talented Christina Applegate. Christina, good morning.
Good morning, Ryan.
Listen,
how are you?
I don't know. I never know. It just depends on the day. But
I don't. Why do we even ask the question anymore at this point?
Look, there's signs of goodness. There's signs of hope. Things are going in the right direction.
I guess we need to go on vacay.
I think we need to go somewhere. We need to go to a beach or something. I guess it means two things. One. It means three things. One, we get our vaccines when we can. Two, we got to keep working on something. And three, we should definitely be going to a beach.
I think all those things are true. And yes, I haven't gotten mine either yet. So.
Hey everyone, Justin here. I wanted to update you guys on what's been going on. Obviously, as you can probably see from my face, I have this syndrome called Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, and it is from this virus that attacks the nerve in my ear and my facial nerves, and has caused my face to have paralysis. As you can see, this eye is not blinking. I can't smile on this side of my face. This nostril will not move. So there's full paralysis in this side of my face. So for those who are frustrated by my cancellations of the next shows, I'm just physically, obviously not capable of doing them. This is pretty serious, as you can see. I wish this wasn't the case.
Join me next Sunday for another fascinating edition of Unsolved Mysteries.